You want to bring your family to a country where they're treated best. But is that Canada?
Think you can get on a plane or a train besides vaccinated people?
Well, the facts prove otherwise with these countries. Now, the truth is the Canadian passport is pretty much dead and it's not worth what it used to be. So with this passport, you're able to go to 148 countries around the world, visa-free, including the US, where you can spend 6 months a year totally free. Sounds good, right? Well, Singapore absolutely crushes us with being allowed to enter 194 countries around the world visa-free. So not only is Trudeau embarrassing us on a daily basis, this whole debacle going on right now with India certainly isn't helping the look and appeal of Canadians and the Canadian passport.
Imagine saying I'm a man. From where? From Canada. Well, that doesn't go together.
And to be frank, Canada is just a clone of the United States, but a way worse version of one. Taxes are way higher, healthcare is absolutely atrocious in this country.
Yeah, it's free, Matt.
Yeah, it sucks. I don't know if you knew this, but the third leading cause of death in America and Canada is doctor or hospital malpractice. Now, if I'm gonna get malpracticed on, I might as well not wait 6 to 8 months to see that shitty doctor.
Oh no, Matt's saying real stuff. Third leading cause of death?
Yeah, look it up. Terrified of driving on the 401 at rush hour? Way more likely to die from a doctor's hand.
Oopsie.
Now, this passport sucks so bad that even when you do leave this country to go, I don't know, on vacation or something, if you're gone for more than 6 months a year in Toronto, you get a 3% vacant tax on your ass. Want to go on vacation for 6 months and 1 day a year? You're gonna get slapped. Now, the second issue I have with this damn passport is taxes. Now, I briefly talked about it. Well, let's go a little deeper. See, the Canadian dream is to excel in your career, make over 100 grand, own that nice home. However, if you make over $112,000, it changes year to year, you become what's known as fucked in the ass. See, you made it to the top income earners in Canada, and you're gonna be penalized for it by paying 53% taxes. Welcome to the club, guys. It feels great to be rammed up my ass. You should try it. Now, even the evil United States has several zero tax states, places like Texas, Tennessee, Florida, and a bunch of others. See, in the US, they have options. They have freedom. If you like life the way you do in Canada, you could live in New York State or California. If you want a little something different, it's Texas, Florida. If you want to live in the mountains, Idaho, Utah, etc. There's options. What's the difference between living in Ontario or Alberta? Tax-wise, policy-wise, it's all the same. Although people in Alberta are way drunker on way more drugs and they drive trucks with balls hanging from them. Now, the problem with having such high taxes, other than the government just misspending and misusing those funds, which Justin Trudeau is 100% doing all the time, is that we're losing innovation. We're losing our talent because people are fleeing to the United States, fleeing to the Cayman Islands, investing their money in those areas to protect them from taxes. Look,
HST on the carbon tax, yes or no?
The ordinary taxes will be levied in the ordinary fashion.
Taxes and money is like water. It's gonna find the best place to go, the path of least resistance. And I can tell you, me being a real estate investor, doing over 150 properties, at this point, I'd say I'm a pretty savvy businessman, and knowing what I know now, I'm never investing or providing housing in Canada again. See, we're investing in Florida and Texas in the United States, the land of freedom, the land of capitalism. And it's not just me. We're losing droves and droves of successful real estate investors that I know personally, and thousands more that I don't know. Everybody who has a brain, a basic understanding of business and economics is leaving Canada. And that's what we don't need, especially in an era where we have a giant housing crisis and we need more supply now than ever before. But builders and investors are gone. So who suffers the most at the hands of these liberal-esque policies with such high taxes that they're supposed to help? You guessed it, the lower and middle class. Let's tax and help the middle class. We're gonna get more government funding and we're gonna give it back to you, which it never does. It lines the pockets of buddies and other politicians, and who suffers and who pays for it? The broke in the middle class, which the middle class are also fucking broke. And who doesn't suffer from these high taxes? Let's tax the rich. Rich people like me, because we know how the world works. We know how money works. We put our money in the US or other places and protect it from evil Justin Trudeau. See, you'll never fuck rich people. The only people that get fucked from these policies are the middle class. Let that sink in and think about it like an objective businessman who understands economics. Now, another reason why this passport is dead is because people don't really want to move here and rent because the rental market is absolutely friggin' insane. Now, all of these immigrants are being lured by Justin Trudeau's drama teacher-esque shit to come to this country.
It's such a good opportunity. You're going to make so much money, such a good living.
It's cold as fuck. It's miserable like 10 months of the year. And when they finally get here, they weren't told the truth about how expensive rental housing and especially purchasing housing is. And then when they finally land, it's so hard to leave because they changed their entire life, brought everything over here, brought their entire family over here on the promise of success in the Canadian American dream, and they were sold shit instead. Forced to live in crappy housing, forced to live with 10 other families in the home just to survive. Now, while Canada is bringing in droves and droves, literally millions of immigrants almost every single year, nobody's talking about the rate of return, and not the rate of return on profit, the rate of return back to their home countries because they're sick of Canada. Yeah, that's really happening. A lot of people are coming here. Even Ukrainian refugees are coming here and saying, it's too expensive. I would love to stay in Canada, obviously, but I can't. So they go back to war-torn Ukraine. Those are facts. Now, the next issue that makes this passport worthless is that the housing costs are so high. Now, my channel is dedicated to all the economic reasons why that is, but specifically what's hurting the young millennials and the Gen Z of buying their first family home is how they're being outbid by boomers and people who have established themselves or immigrant families. Now, this isn't a video or a shot against immigrants. The immigration towards Canada is absolutely amazing. It's great for our GDP, is great for our economy. The idea that all these people are coming here with little skills is an absolute lie. The vast majority of them are coming with amazing skills, but most importantly, they're coming with money. Yeah, these aren't low-life people leeching off the system, jumping over the wall like portrayed in America. They're coming here with skills and money, and they're buying houses and outbidding the locals. Why? Because they believe in living in multi-generational homes. You have 4, 5, 6 people to qualify on a home, bidding against people that only have 1 or 2 incomes. See, these immigrants figured out something that we Canadians and Americans haven't. They like to live as a unit. They like to succeed as a family. 2 to 3 generations living at once, all for the goal of succeeding in housing, buying a large, nice, amazing house in an amazing area, and with all these incomes being able to qualify on a mortgage, they're outbidding the locals. Again, this is not a shot against immigrants. You guys know how I feel about the immigration in Canada, which is very positive, but this is an unintended consequence of what's happening because of all of this immigration. The next issue with this is the healthcare in Canada, which is absolutely atrocious. Look, I'm gonna be real for a second. I've had a number of very close family members, my mother included, who passed away unfortunately because of a disease, and I saw the way the healthcare treated her. And this isn't just like some one-off anecdotal evidence. I've seen it time and time again. Our healthcare in this country is absolutely shit, and it's not to blame the doctors and the nurses. They are literal heroes. The reality is we just don't have enough of them, because why would you work here as a skilled doctor or nurse when, again, you can just easily cross the border into capitalism, do the exact same job, and get paid way more? Look, how about instead of wasting money on all of this misuse spending from the government, all these dumb projects, I've always said, why don't we pay doctors and nurses way more? We want to attract talent from all over the world. Hey, come work in Canada. We need you in Canada. We're going to pay you the same as the United States, and we're also going to lower your taxes to 0% if you work in the healthcare industry. See, this is innovative thinking. This is entrepreneur, private level thinking that government just doesn't think about. We need to be creative. We need to be a recruiter. And the government isn't interested in recruiting or thinking outside the box. They just do what we did in 1982 and hope it works. Well, it's not working. Remember when I said the third leading cause of death is doctor malpractice? That statistic isn't doctors and nurses doing it on purpose. It's that they don't know what they're doing. They're not educated. We don't have the best quality doctors. They're overwhelmed. They're tired. Maybe they made a mistake. They're not fully focused. They're overworked. Anyway, a bit of a real turn in this video, but the healthcare is fucking shit. Yes, I would rather pay for private healthcare than let the government pay for it for me. Because make no mistake, you are paying for this healthcare via your high fucking taxes. So how about we get rid of those fucking taxes and let us pay for our own doctors with our choice, with our own research, like in the United States. When I drive down to Florida, you wouldn't believe all of the medical signs I see. Got cancer? Call this doctor. Yeah, it's kind of gross, but they're advertising. It's like it's capitalism. You find your own doctor. You get to choose. They bid against each other. They give you quotes on your treatment and you choose the best, rather than just being tossed a random doctor that you hope is going to take care of you. But most times they don't. Now, this point goes beyond this video, because if you want my personal thoughts, if you have a physical emergency, modern medicine, and even in Canada, is amazing. You break your arm, go to a doctor, they'll fix it up. You tear your ACL and need surgery, go to the hospital for sure. You have a heart attack or a stroke, modern medicine is absolutely amazing. Go to the doctor. But let's be real, when it comes to long-term chronic issues or your overall health, high blood pressure, diabetes, multiple sclerosis, arthritis, modern doctors know nothing about your overall health as a human being for the long term. They only know how to fix issues right now that need immediate attention. But when it comes to long-term issues, you're on your fucking own. Anyway, I'll leave it at that for this video. That's a whole other video. So with all that being said, we're now ditching this and investing in the United States, putting all of our money in the US. We even live there 6 months a year. Now you might be asking, well, Matt, if you hate Canada so much, why don't you live there 12 months a year? For us right now with our young toddler, we really enjoy our personal lifestyle of living in Florida for 4 months a year during the winter, completely missing winter pretty much, living in our dream home here for the summers that I'm filming my video in, and then we travel to Europe in the fall. And then we just repeat this cycle over again. So right now, our lifestyle works really well for us. However, if you want to live in the United States full-time, it is way easier than you might think. In fact, I have a course right below this about how to invest in the United States as a Canadian citizen and even how to live there full-time. That course is totally free, but real quick, if you want to live in the US, you totally can. If you have $100,000 USD, you simply buy a business. Most people buy a hair salon, a laundromat, car wash, etc., and you get full-time residency status to live in the US. That's pretty much honestly how simple it is. Anyway guys, that is the video about Canadian passports and how really they're becoming less and less valuable, pretty much worthless. If you like this video, smash the like button, hit the subscribe button. It is a huge thank you and a big boost to the algorithm. I will see you in the next video.